Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
It is great to see you all. We're just going to wait one more minute for the rest of our community, the rest of our friends to join us in this sacred space. So if you haven't already found a way to center yourself, to get yourself situated in your sacred space for the next hour, for the next 50 minutes, as we bring in Shabbat. And so wherever you are all zooming in from, you have arrived at the right place. And we're so glad to see you here on Zoom for Shabbat. And we come to Shabbat, which hopefully will allow us to make space for nourishment and joy and peace, and to take a deep breath. And so as we take a deep breath, we breathe in the goodness of Shabbat. And as we do that, let's say hello to our neighbors above, to the side, with maybe a heart tap. And we do so with greetings of Shabbat from Rabbi Sissenwein, who is away this Shabbat. But let us bring in Shabbat with song.
Drew clapping along on our first screen here. We invite you to join in with your voices or with your hands, whatever works.
you, Cantor. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We need Shabbat this week. And we need each other to lift up our voices together in prayer, for it has been a challenging week, another challenging week. In fact, I had to even write them all down. There were so many. A week in which we saw another unarmed Black man get shot and 2 protesters the next evening. COVID deaths in our country have eclipsed over 180,000 sacred souls. Wildfires continue to rage in California. Hurricane Laura brought devastation across the Gulf. And just the other day, a Chabad house in Delaware, at the University of Delaware, was burned down. And so it's been a challenging week. And we need Shabbat, and I think Shabbat needs us. And so on today, as we mark also the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, which brought about a sense of light and the possibility of hope and freedom, let us together bring more light into this world, into the light of Shabbat, which shows us that we have the capacity to bring more light in the world by this simple act and by this simple grace of Shabbat with us. So Rabbi Sapphire, if you would light our candles and we join together in prayer.
Kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Our tradition teaches us that we acquire an extra soul on Shabbat. Perhaps we have the ability to be in touch with something greater than ourselves in a much deeper way. So let us greet and welcome the angels of Shabbat as we sing Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Ni Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Ni Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Ani L'Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Otzeichem L'Shalom, Malachei Shalom,
continue to greet the Shabbat presence as we turn to the words of Lecha Dodi.
Shamor v'zachor b'diborecha Hishmi'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila. We can join with these familiar words. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikeret besucha sof ma'aseh v'machashava tchila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Hitoreri, ki ba'orech, kuni ori, uri, shir daberi, kvod Adonai, alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Yalalai, alalai, lai, yalalai, lai, yalalai, lai. We invite you, if you are able, in body or in spirit, to please rise to greet our Sabbath bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula, boi kala, boi chala. Olecha Dodi, likrat kala, o p'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Olecha Dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat, nekabela. P'nei Shabbat, nekabela.
I found the beauty, wisdom, and complexity of Torah in our backyard this week. You see, I was filming Parsha popsicles when my children and I were interrupted by a persistent knocking sound. We tracked this peculiar sound to the back of the house where a woodpecker clung to the siding, doing what you guessed, pecking. This creature was so beautiful, black and white, stripes all down its back with a bright red crown on top, and its habits so mysterious that we gazed in wonder for at least a minute. Who had ever seen such a thing? And then, suddenly, I found myself shouting for it to stop and fly away, for it was burrowing a large hole in the side of our house. I felt this anger well up inside of me for a split second, just after being enchanted with nature's awesome ways. In this week's Torah portion, Ki Teitzei, chapter 22, we read, "If you come upon a bird's nest, do not take the mother from its young." Our Torah teaches us compassion, mercy, empathy. It commands us not to be destructive, especially towards other living creatures. Yes, this woodpecker has returned several times this week and has left its mark in the form of 5 artistic holes in the side of our house. Yet, we have been instructed not to harm it. And how could we possibly? So we are left with the commandment to appreciate its being as a beautiful act of God's creation. So as we continue with Ahavat Olam, we thank God for the gift of Torah that accompanies us through a life of all its complexity. Let's continue.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha, Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Let's join together. Lai, 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 lai. Yai, la, la, ya, la, la, lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Let's take a deep breath. Let's cover our eyes. Let's join together in these ancient words. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
We can appreciate in our tradition that we have two forms of prayer. One is the kavanah, prayer that we express with the intentions of our hearts, often spontaneous prayer, and the keva, the fixed prayer. And we have the intentions of our heart that have become a keva, a fixed prayer. For the last 6 months, we have recited a prayer because of the time that we are in. So let us now turn to this prayer at this time of pandemic. Let's recite together. We are frightened, God, worried for our loved ones, worried for our world. Helpless and confused, we turn to you, seeking comfort, faith, and hope. Teach us, God, to turn our panic into patience and our fear into acts of kindness and support. Our strong must watch out for our weak. Our young must take care of our old. Help each one of us to do our part to halt the spread of this virus. Send strength and courage to the doctors and nurses in the front lines of this battle. Fortify them with the full force of their healing powers. Send wisdom and insight to the scientists working day and night across the world to discover healing treatments. Bless their efforts, God. Fill our leaders with the wisdom and the courage to choose wisely and act quickly. Help us, God, to see that we are one world, one people who will rise above this pandemic together. Send us health, God. Watch over us. Grace us with your love. Bless us with your healing light. Hear us, God. Heal us, God. And let us say,
Amen.
pray for love and understanding among us.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. V'ha'amidenu, Shomreinu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu, Sukat Shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
I will never forget the moment I was entering into rabbinical school and I was leading my first Shacharit Tefillah in the morning. And I was so excited and methodically planned out every single thing. I knew I had everything right for this pluralistic space where everybody prays differently. And as we entered into the Amidah portion of our service, I said, please let us take some moments for our silent Amidah, for our silent prayers. And my teacher, Rabbi Michael Rosenberg, came up to me after and said, Ryan, our prayers are not silent in the Amidah. Our prayers are personal in the Amidah. And I thought a lot about that, to think that the prayers that we may say to ourselves during this section of prayer may be to ourselves, and especially with all of us on our own Zoom screens, we may not be able to hear each other's prayers. But even in this time, we need to know that our prayers are not silent. Our prayers are heard. Whether they're heard within our hearts, whether they're heard by some other power, or whether they're heard by the people around us, or we can hear them in the words that other people may say. Our prayers are heard. So we're going to take some moments, not for a silent Amidah, but for a personal Amidah, in the hopes that your own personal prayers, in whatever way they need to be heard tonight, are heard. If you are able to rise, whether in body or spirit, we say these words, Adonai Sefatai Tivtach, God, open up my lips, so my mouth may declare your praise. Yananai nai nai, 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 Adonai Sefatai Tivtach, Ufi Yagi Tehillatcha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yananai nai nai, 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 yananai nai nai. Please take some time for your own private reflection. As you are concluding your own individual prayers, we take time out of our service to say a prayer for our country. There are many prayers that we need for our country, and we hope that these words will fit for tonight. Let's join together. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife. May our country be sound in body and spirit. And we say together, Amen.
Adonai tzuri v'goali, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri v'goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you. Oh, my rock, and my redeemer.
So we add to our personal prayers, our communal prayers for those who are in need of healing of mind, of body, of spirit, or of soul. And so if you are thinking of someone this evening in need of healing, I invite you to place their name. I invite you to place their name in the chat box. And to the names that are being entered at this time, I want to add healing prayers for Dan Sawyer and Tyler Schwalm as well. And so let us join together in these words.
Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And so we also celebrate huge milestones and joys that this week has brought to us. I'd like to begin by wishing a hearty Mazel Tov to two families we have on here tonight, both of whom, I'll give Jake a second to come back to the screen, both of whom are becoming bar-mitzvah tomorrow. So a big mazel tov to Jake Messenger, who's coming back to the screen, and also to Ethan Diamondstein on their bar-mitzvah. And you will hear a new term being used, bar-mitzvah, in lieu of bar or bat, for it does not matter if it is a young man or a young woman or anything on that spectrum. We are proud of our youth for rising to this occasion and taking on the role of a leader in our community. So mazel tov on your bar mitzvah, Jake, and mazel tov on your bar mitzvah, Ethan. We are so proud of you. And Rabbi Sapphire, are you taking over from here? Thank you.
Thank you, Cantor Zell. We have so many milestones to celebrate this week, which feels so appropriate. to be able to celebrate the week when the week has been hard as well. So I want to offer you an opportunity to wave your hand wildly if you had a birthday this week. We want to say happy birthday to you. I specifically want to mention Michelle Pastor. I see a birthday in the Otter family as well. Michelle turned 50 this week. So mazel tov to all of you. Those of you who have welcomed a new life this week in your family, what a blessing. We celebrate the birth of a grandson for the Handler family. Joshua Handler Siegel is welcomed into our community this week. Those of you who are celebrating an anniversary of love, mazel tov to all of you. We have several to mention specifically, big milestones. Norm and Susan Posner, 49 years together, mazel tov to you all. Also to Carolyn and Bob Rosen, 52 years they are celebrating. And Harriet and Mel Warshaw, I don't know exactly how many years you are celebrating, but I know that they have all been wonderful. So mazel tov to all of you that are celebrating anniversaries. And we also have an engagement to celebrate in our community as well, as Pamela Goldberg let us know that her daughter Meredith was engaged to Matt Kahn this week. So mazel tov to you. So for all of you celebrating these blessings, we wish you great health. So let's celebrate with these words of Shehechianu together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Shabbat Shalom. I have to start by saying that I keep getting a message that my internet is unstable. And so we'll see how it goes, but it seems apropos for the message of uncertainty and being unprepared, which we will explore this evening. See, there's an eye-catching book on my bookshelf. It's bright white and covered with bold black lettering. The designer of the book jacket placed the word soul on its spine. Now it's not soul, S-O-U-L, it's soul, S-O-L-E, like this. Like the bottom of our shoe, I suppose, but it's striking nevertheless. The book is aptly called This Is Real, and You Were Completely Unprepared. The Days of Awe as a Journey of Transformation by Rabbi Ellen Liu of blessed memory. And this is an extraordinary book designed to walk us through the weeks leading up to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Maybe that's why it's soul. These weeks are a journey toward a different kind of soul. And we are already well within the month of Elul preparing for these high holy days. And it occurred to me, and also with the help of a deeply thoughtful discussion in my Elul class on Wednesday night, that the transformative work of Elul, this journey of introspection, reckoning, and awakening, which we usually do in this month leading up to the High Holy Days, for many of us has been a process in which we have been engaging for the last 6 months throughout this COVID-induced uncertainty. This is real, and we are completely unprepared. So what does it mean to be on a personal journey right now? In this moment, a journey with an uncertain end. This moment, this week even, is a manifestation of our unsettled nerves, not understanding what's next on our journey, or what our future will look like. We keep anticipating a return to normal with a vaccine, but really, who knows? Once again this week, we have been forced to explore our lives without answers, and we are searching for answers, for a vaccine, for racial equality, policing change, climate change, politics that don't tear at the fabric of our unity. We are all searching for answers at a time when there's no true answer at all. But that doesn't mean we give up or that we are lost. In fact, just yesterday, I read a fascinating article in The Atlantic, Preparing Your Mind for Uncertain Times, in which the author Eric Weiner explores how ancient philosophers and traditions have embraced uncertainty. He writes, "Humans abhor uncertainty and will do just about anything to avoid it, even choosing a bad outcome over an unknown but possibly good one." He quotes a British study where participants experienced greater stress when they had a 50% chance of receiving an electric shock than when they had a 100% chance. But you see, uncertainty is not always bad, which is why he says we watch thrillers and read mysteries, precisely because the outcome is uncertain. Yoshida Kenko, a 14th century Buddhist monk, once taught, the most precious thing in life is its uncertainty. Surely scientists agree, for the greatest inventions and innovations were derived from this exact question. And so how do we move forward amidst so much uncertainty all around us? Clearly, this question is not a new one, but today it feels more relevant than ever before. And the High Holy Days present a great deal of uncertainty, and not only this year. We enter the High Holy Days not knowing whether we will be sealed in the book of life or death. We even recite Unetana Tokef, which reflects explicitly on life's greatest uncertainty and certainty: who shall live and who shall die. And so amidst these uncertain times, in this journey within great brokenness around us, what gives us strength? For some of us, it is simply the uncertain moment that is giving us energy to rediscover ourselves, a renewed purpose or connection. But for the rest of us, we are lost amidst the gravity of this moment. We are simply unprepared. How can we live when we never know when the next astonishingly destructive hurricane will hit? When wildfires will encroach our homes, when the pandemic will return to our hometown in full force? Yet, there are ways to take uncertainty forward. I was moved this week when the Milwaukee Bucks decided to use their power and privilege to make a statement about racial inequality and police brutality when they boycotted playing in a pivotal playoff game. And before long, the rest of the games on Wednesday were postponed, and Thursday. The WNBA called off their evening games. Baseball and even soccer games were called off or postponed because sometimes normalcy needs to stop. When stopping the wrongs of what has become normal isn't happening. This is real. Rabbi Lew, in his book about being unprepared, argues that this is a journey we need to go on each year, embracing what is real, even though we never fully know how to respond, how to hold and deal with the unpreparedness for living in this moment. He teaches, every soul needs to express itself. Every heart needs to crack itself open. Every one of us needs to move from anger to healing, from denial to consciousness, from boredom to renewal. These needs did not arise yesterday. They are among the most ancient of human yearnings, and they are fully expressed in the pageantry and ritual of the days of awe. Lou is assuring us that we are not worse off now than in the past. We have always been confronted with uncertainty. And so during this auspicious month of Elul, there's a beautiful custom in our tradition to recite Psalm 27 every day, from the beginning of Elul through Simchat Torah. Now, this is a relatively new custom from the early 1700s, and it is taught and thought that a person who recites this psalm every day with great intention and spirituality will have their prayers answered and has the power to nullify a divine decree. So, for someone who is looking for some sense of certainty, this seems like a powerful tool. In fact, God's name is mentioned 13 times in this psalm, and some say it's related or perhaps represents the 13 attributes of God that Moses shared following the sin of the golden calf. Attributes like compassion, empathy, and grace. So why is this psalm held in such esteem? And how can it help us navigate uncertainty and give us the strength to move forward? The psalm begins, Adonai is my light and my help. Whom should I fear? Adonai is the stronghold of my life. Whom should I dread? Should an army besiege me, my heart would have no fear. Should war beset me, still would I be confident. One thing I ask of Adonai, only that do I seek, to live in the house of Adonai all the days of my life, to gaze upon God's beauty, to frequent God's temple. We are deep within the fear of the unknown. So when we feel besieged by uncertainty, when there is darkness all around us, where might our help come? Where will the light be? These words teach us to look towards God as light and God's sacred dwelling for beauty and, in some sense, security. And if the 13 attributes are meaningful here, they might show us the way to God's temple, the way to God's light, which for us as God's partner in this world is to live with compassion, mercy, grace, kindness, and truth. The psalm goes on. Hear, Adonai, when I cry aloud, have mercy on me, answer me. In your behalf, my heart says, seek my face, Adonai, I seek your face. Do not hide your face from me. Do not thrust aside your servant in anger. You have ever been my help. Do not forsake me. Do not abandon me. Though my father and my mother abandon me, Adonai will take me in. When we feel completely alone and completely lost in the unknown, maker of justice and compassion, maker of mercy and grace, kindness and truth, as you seek us, we seek you. And so in these days ahead, may we be blessed with the ending words of our psalm, Luleh emanti. If only we believe, we can be strong and have courage and look to Adonai, to look towards and forward to a life where the journey in uncertainty doesn't scare us, but rather shapes us, gives us strength and courage to make our world and ourselves better. Shabbat Shalom.
Betuv Adonai Be'eretz Chaim Lulei He'emanti lirot Betuv Adonai בארץ חיים קווה אל אדוני חזק ויאמץ ליבך וקווה אל אדוני. בטוב אדוני בארץ חיים דולי האמנתי לראות בטוב אדוני בארץ חיים אל אדוני חזק ויאמץ ליבך וקווה
Thank you, Ryan. And so let us turn to the mourner's Kaddish. And so I want to invite those of you who are in a period of mourning or are in observance of a yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death of a loved one, to place the names of the individuals you're remembering this Shabbat in the chat box. And as we do so, if you are a mourner among us, I invite you to rise. And as you do so, I want to ask Rabbi Sapphire to share the names of those in our community who have died in the last 30 days.
We remember Jean Belowich, Joel Dembling, Janet Felgoys, Stephen Goldstein, Marjorie Peg Harder, and Samuel Natanson. And those who yahrzeits fall this week, we mention Rose Glotzer, Donald Trout, Gloria Trout, and Florence Winberg Fleischer.
And so let us join together in these sacred words. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kari v'yimru amen, Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shalama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So before we call forward our b'mitzvah students this Shabbat, a couple of announcements. And Rabbi Sapphire, jump in if I'm missing something, but I want to announce two things especially. One is on Wednesday evening, we have an opportunity to join with APAC to have a special conversation about the Israel and the UAE Accord. So that's at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night, and I hope you will check our e-blast for that and all the different Elul offerings. There are so many ways to connect, whether it's reciting Psalm 27, coming to listen to shofar being blown on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, or my class, or so many other ways to engage in these days ahead.
So one more thing to mention, I think many of you have seen our High Holy Day guide come out this week. We are so excited to offer you a journey through this period of holy days. So we invite you already to register for the services, the many different types of experiences. The registration is open and you can click through. In doing so, I want to make sure to express our deep, deep gratitude to our administrative team and our staff that has helped us pull together what we hope will be a meaningful time for our community. And tonight, I know that Max and Susan are behind the TBE tree, so we will at least start by saying thank you to them.
So with that, I would like to invite Bar Mitzvah student Ethan Diamondstein to lead us in our Kiddush tonight. If you have your Kiddush cups or a glass of wine or some juice close by, now's your chance to bring them forward. And Ethan, when you are ready, if you can lead us in these ancient words, we would love to join with you.
I am looking for Ethan on my screen as his box keeps jumping places. I will spotlight you as soon as I grab you. I see you, buddy. Go ahead.
We're just waiting for technology to catch up to what I know Ethan's trying to do, which is to unmute himself. And so thankfully we have Max behind one of our trees tonight who's going to jump in, I hope right now, and help Ethan unmute. I see it has worked. Ethan, want to give it a try?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshenu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit kihu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher litziyat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. And Yasher Koach, take a sip to complete the mitzvah. Hi, Meyer. It's good to see your family with you. And let's all wish the Diamondstein family a Mazal Tov, Mazel Tov on your Bar Mitzvah tomorrow. So we'll ask you to go back on mute as we feature our other Bar Mitzvah student, Jake Messenger, who's with his mom, Jamie. And I know their dad, Rich, is with us in spirit tonight. And they have brought a beautiful challah into our midst. So can you hold it up to the camera? Beautiful and beautiful. Jake, why don't you also put a hand on that challah? And I'm going to lead Motzi with you while you're on mute. So let's join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz b'tei avon. And again, let's wish our community from us to you, Jake, a hearty Mazel Tov. We are so proud of the work that you are doing and have been doing, and we can't wait to celebrate with you tomorrow. And so this concludes our Shabbat service for this evening. Let's go ahead and unmute everyone. We can go back to gallery view.
Shabbat Shalom. I think
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Julie, Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom, Julie.
See everyone.
Shabbat. Shalom,
Shalom,
Holman
Mom and
from the
Cindy.
Belmont.
Hey, Danny.
Shabbat shalom, Nowitzki.
Shalom, Hoadley.
Irish
Shabbat
Bill
shalom.
Goldenberg.
Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat
Shana.
shalom,
Enjoy your
Jill.
view, Nowitzki.
Shabbat shalom, Ryan.
Birthday, Michelle.
They left.
Shabbat shalom, Susan and Bob Schechter.
Shabbat shalom, Gilman.
Shabbat shalom, Lorelei.
And the boys.
Shabbat shalom, Lorelei.
What?
Shabbat shalom, Nowitzki. Enjoy your view.
Bread always tastes better.
Shalom, Dr. Pam. Hi, Julie. Shabbat shalom to Lorelei.
Hi, Nancy.
Shabbat shalom.
They just left.
I give him my piece of the dog.
Lorelei and Julie.
Germans. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Julie.
Hi, Mom.
Where are you? Oh, there you
I'm
are.
outside. Hi, Toby.
Shabbat shalom.
I don't know
Nice
anybody.
job, Ethan.
My cell phone, I would not call.
All right. Hi, Mom.
Asher,
Shabbat shalom.
show us the view.
Yeah, I know.
Shabbat shalom.
Asher, show us the view.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Ethan Diamond. Shabbat shalom.
Asher.
Shabbat shalom, Jeff.
Hey, Amy.
Asher, show me the view. Asher, show me the view.
Where's Dad?
Where's Peggy?
No.
She's right behind me.
Where's Arthur?
No
Shalom.
Shabbat
one to know
shalom.
where you were.
Shabbat shalom, Julie. Hi, Peggy. Shabbat shalom.
Hi, Nancy. Shabbat shalom. Julie.
Mommy. Mommy.
Lorelei. Shabbat shalom, Lorelei.
Mommy, guess who Oh.
Who are you with?
Shabbat shalom.
Look. Guess who I'm with?
Who's that?
Hi.
Mazel tov.
I'm with Toby, Mom.
Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm from Wellesley as well.
She lives she remembers our temple. She lives in Wellesley.
Oh, how nice to share Shabbat together.
It was Julie's idea.
We're sitting outside.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with Julie today.
It was Julie's. She made the plan, and I thank her. Great.
Well, you know, she's the woman with the plans.
And she has a dog. Her dog's here with me.
Oh, wonderful. Does
And we're
Lorelei
sitting
like-
outside.
It's so nice
Wonderful.
out here too in the yard here. It's lovely.
We're sitting out in the yard.
Oh, that's so nice.
Say hi, Toby.
Hi, Toby.
Hi, nice
We'll
to
look
meet
forward
you.
to seeing you in person some
I know.
Shabbat.
You know what? I remember
Hi,
you
Sapphire.
from your daughter's Ufruf once on Shabbat. One Shabbat, like a couple of years ago.
Oh,
That's how I vaguely remember that, but I don't really know you. I know Julie
Yeah.
from services.
Yeah. So we're sitting outside together.
She checked out.
well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
She's sitting outside in the yard.
Toby.
Toby. Toby, a member of our temple. No. This is the
I just got mine. Go to my place right here.
I go over by Blood
Okay, I'm
Brothers.
gonna get off.
Nice. I made a little place for the.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Julie. Shabbat shalom.
Yeah.
The difference in what?
The
Hi,
desk.
Julie.
Dad, I don't see you.
I don't see your mother. Let's see. I don't see you. I see you.
Do you see me? I don't see you.
I don't know where we are, Julie. Yeah, hi, Julie.
Hi, Dad.
So I met a friend of yours, or
Who?
the mother of a friend of yours, Mrs. Kessel. Lisa's mother?
Yeah, Lisa's mother, yeah.
I met her.
Where?
Glenn, you like it? Ryan made it.
I'll tell you in person when I see you.
Where?
Have a nice Shabbat Shalom. I'll tell you offline.
Okay. I'll call you.
Bye-bye. I'll say goodnight, Julie.
Good night.
I gotta find my cell phone.
Okay, signing off. Oh, Lisa's mom.
I'm Lula.
Let me find it.
I'm leaving.
Right here.